Today, Planet Zoo officially turns 2 years old. As a longtime fan and player of Planet Zoo who's been here ever since April 24th, 2019 when the game first got announced, I just gotta say it has been a wild yet unforgettable ride thus far. Frontier has seriously put in some amazing work into this game ever since it was announced, and I thank them for it. And the community too. We as the community are the reason why this game has lived on. Sure, there's been ups and downs with the game in the community's eyes, but the majority of criticism out there for the past couple years has been there with good intentions, to find what's only best for this incredible game. And again, I say thank you Frontier, and thank you fellow community, the fans out there that have stuck with this game to today through thick and thin, or should I say, through fur and scales, feathers and exoskeletons. Sorry, I had to. But yeah, happy birthday Planet Zoo. It's amazing how far it's gone. Now that I've said that and I can wipe away this tear from my eye, it's time we talk about what is the future of Planet Zoo. So before we get into this, I want to quickly mention that not too long ago, some information about the game's future was found through data mining. I'm not going to be talking explicitly about what this was, as we don't know for sure if this is the future of the game or not. Although it seems obvious, we won't know for sure until we know. But it may be. So what we're going to talk about is the two potential options for the game's future. That being either A, the game ends this year with one final big DLC sometime after the launch of Jurassic World Evolution 2, probably December, and that be the end of Frontier's active support for the game, other than probably a console expansion sometime down the line. Or B, maybe this isn't the end and that Frontier does in fact have one more full year of DLCs in 2022, coexisting with potentially Jurassic World Evolution 2 content next year. That very well could happen, and we're going to talk about both options. Let's start with the idea that the game is going to have its final pack this year. First off, I would assume this next pack to be announced in early December or late November, and expect it to launch basically mid-December, probably right before the holidays. This pack that's basically going to happen no matter what Frontier's plan is doing, this next pack that's going to happen is largely believed by the community to be an aviary pack. That's a long time coming, highly requested DLC by the fans. It would be the next and potentially final big step for the game, especially with the launch of Evolution 2 where there's a brand new aviary system. This whole idea makes sense. I'm very excited at the idea of an aviary pack. I'm sure we all are, and I do want to talk a lot more about it, but I'm actually going to be saving it for its own separate speculation video later on. So again, I'm assuming that this pack would be the final pack. I'm sure the community would be a buzz about this pack for a long time, and then, at that point we would wake up and realize that Frontier has left us in the dark, only to return one day briefly with support in the form of a console expansion. Although that whole conclusion sounds rather bleak, it is inevitable. Whether they do an entire another year of content or not, there will be a day that they stop supporting this game and leave us in the dark. They did this with Planet Coaster, they did this with Jurassic World Evolution 1, they will eventually do it with Planet Zoo, and hell, they will even one day do it with Jurassic World Evolution 2. So yeah, the first idea is cut short, and it's kind of sad to be honest, but this is what a lot of us were expecting over the year, especially with the launch of Jurassic World Evolution 2. I was originally assuming Frontier would drop Planet Zoo with one final kick-ass pack at the end of the year and put all their attention into Evolution 2 and 2022. But there are reasons to believe that they will keep going with Planet Zoo, not even just the data mining that straight up tells us that there are 5 more packs in the works, but also because the game has held a steady income over the year. The recent financial report basically tells us that the game is still very profitable, and so why would Frontier suddenly throw that away? Well, I have, however, seen people suggest that they would throw it away because the community is a lot smaller than it used to be about a year ago, and that is true, it is smaller, but that's just it. The people who are still here, who make up the community right now, are the fans who are willing to stay and keep up with the latest packs and still enjoy and support the game. Those people are the ones who have accepted these packs and are keeping up with the game and keeping it profitable. Profitable enough for Frontier to most likely keep going. So yeah, besides the data mining, there are other big reasons to believe that they will do another full year. That's personally what I'm expecting now. Of course, that still may not be the truth, but again, there's enough here to believe that this is the future. And so for the rest of this video, we will safely assume that this is the game's future and speculate on what that might be next year. Before we speculate, I should mention that it's best to not go too deep into the speculating right now, as again, we don't know for sure if they are actually going into 2022 or not. But assuming that they do, what could we see? There are 3 packs I think about first when I think of next year. First off, a European pack. Basically the final addition to the continental trend of packs. I actually think they could make a fantastic scenery pack for Europe. The perfect place for some amazing, vibrant scenery pieces. Animals, however, not so much. Personally, I don't think of animals when I think of Europe. I think of people. I think of different cultures, I think of different languages, and I definitely think of different architectures. I think of Europe as the most people-eccentric continent, not anything having to do with animals. Of course there are animals there, and I'm sure we'd get some, but if they do a Europe pack of any kind, it better be a scenery pack. That's all I'm saying. One kick-ass scenery pack. But what about the other 2? Well, I also think about a highly requested petting zoo pack and an aquarium pack. Both of these I can imagine would be bigger packs and would really add a lot to the game. But what if it wasn't those? What if Frontier was actually planning on doing something different and shying away from the more obvious long time requested packs next year and instead try something different, or maybe intertwine this into the other packs I've already mentioned and try something new? What if they did biome packs? This has also been a really long time highly requested theme, and personally, I don't see it happening. But it could. It's a very lucrative DLC genre, and technically, we actually already have one biome pack. Yeah, that's right, I actually recently realized that the aquatic pack is technically a biome pack. Aquatic is one of the major biomes of the game, and so there's already something there. There's already a seed planted, and so if they actually wanted to do multiple more biome packs next year, even if it's just a couple, then they could do it. Again, I don't think they will. I think they will try and find other things besides biome packs, because that's basically asking for an entire another trend of DLCs to be requested by the community, just like the continental packs. How they started doing some continents, we knew they were all going to be done eventually. Same thing with the biomes, which is why I don't think they're going to do it, because I don't think that they're going to go anywhere past 2022. But then again, maybe they will. But that's honestly all I have to mention for now. Again, as we've established, we really don't know for sure what's going to happen, and so I don't want to get too deep into the speculating. I just wanted to mention some possible, obvious alternatives for next year if they were to keep going with the DLCs. And again, I do think they will. We just need to wait and see. That is honestly all I have to mention about DLC speculation right now. Again, we need to see what happens, but I do plan to speculate a lot more on the possible aviary pack very soon, and then from there, after that pack, if it's even an aviary pack to begin with, we can really get deeper into what the future, the true potential future of this game actually beholds. But for now, I just want to talk about what possibilities are out there, and I really want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with some of the DLCs I've mentioned, and what you personally think is the future of this game. Before I go, I do want to mention 3 things. First off, I will be talking more later on about the new anniversary update that we got. Personally, I love it. I love the black and white rough lemurs, and I cannot wait to say more about them very soon. And another thing I want to mention is Jurassic World Evolution 2. So to answer the big question about Evolution 2, no, I will not be doing videos about it for right now. Honestly, with the schedule that I have, that barely allows me to even play Planet Zoo. I just don't think I could get into another big game, especially a game that requires you to be very consistent with it. Planet Zoo is a game that you can basically go into whenever you want and build whatever you want whenever you want it. And Jurassic Evolution 2, just like its predecessor, is a game that requires you to be constantly continuing the story on and unlocking things to build more. And I will do that, but on my own time. Maybe eventually, though, I will actually make some videos about it, maybe after this year, once everything has settled and I've unlocked everything, and I can just go ahead and start building some sandbox parks. But for now, I'm just going to leave it alone. I will say I'm really excited for it. I was a big fan of the first one, and everything I've seen about the second one, everything I've seen since June 10th has just been incredible. Very excited for the sequel. I'm honestly going to spend so much of my time over the next couple weeks playing that I may not be doing anything else with Planet Zoo, but I think it's understandable. And the third thing is, I want to go ahead and say thank you guys, and thank you again Frontier and everyone else in this community for making this game something special. I'm so happy and so proud of how far this game has gone, and I can't wait to keep going with it, and I hope you guys all feel the same way. So again, thank you, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Goodbye.